How to Release Beneficial Insects in Semi-Hydro Setups by DMV Beneficials. Can I use beneficial insects for semi-hydro setups? The answer is yes, absolutely you can. You can use them with pon, LECA, stratum, moss, perlite, and more. What beneficials can be used? The answer is quite a lot. This is not an extensive list, but this is a list of the beneficial insects that DMV Beneficials offers that are good for using in semi-hydro setups. There's one beneficial that cannot be used, and that is nematodes. Nematodes are a soil-only predator, so if you have fungus gnats or any other pest in your semi-hydro setups, which can happen, then you should use stratiolaelaps. Now we'll show you how to release beneficial insects in semi-hydro setups. To release lacewing larvae in a hex cell, just peel back a small corner and tap the hex cell above the plant that you would like to release the lacewing on. Try to make sure that your taps are targeted right above the leaf so that way the predators fall onto the leaf and not in your substrate. If your plants are clustered together, then you don't have to be as precise with your release. Just know that the little white eggs from the lacewings may get into your substrate and mold just a little bit. Another option is to hit the lacewings into a cupcake liner, onto a piece of paper, or onto a piece of cardboard, and then place that onto the pot or onto the substrate. The lacewing larva will crawl out and onto the leaves, and then you can remove the platforms in about a day or two. If you have lacewing larva that comes in a bottle, the release is going to be about the same as what you just saw. We also recommend, if you're using a cupcake liner, to open it up a little bit and flatten it out just to make sure that the lacewings can crawl out a little bit easier, especially if they come in this husk substrate. So this release is done the same whether it is in a clump of plants or if you have a single plant. To release minute pirate bugs that come in a bottle, again, you can use the same method of making some kind of platform either out of a cupcake liner, a piece of paper, or a small piece of cardboard and dumping the predators out onto that. You can discard the platform and the substrate that is on it after about 1 or 2 days. Pirate bugs are some crazy climbers, so you don't necessarily have to open up the cupcake liner as you saw previously, but it wouldn't hurt. Next, we'll talk about stratiolaelaps mites. A lot of people think that if they grow in semi-hydro setups, then it reduces their chance for pests because they don't have soil, and that is a myth. You can still get soil pests such as fungus gnats or thrips that pupate in a substrate, so it's important to use stratiolaelaps mites. And to do that, we recommend getting a cupcake liner and poking some holes in the bottom, and then also just flattening it out just a little bit and set it on the pot. The mites will crawl out of the soil substrate and into your own semi-hydro substrate. We do recommend mixing the soil with your finger every day or so just to make sure that the stratiolaelaps have gone out of the soil and into your own substrate. You can discard the soil substrate and the cupcake liner after about a week. The mite sachets are pretty straightforward. You can put it in between the leaves, you can place it on the pot, or you can prop it up against the pot, just as long as it is touching the plant that you would like the mites to crawl onto. If you are using mites that come in the bulk bag or in a bottle, then follow the platform method. You can use a cupcake liner, a piece of paper, or a piece of cardboard. You can also poke holes into the bottom of these, but it's not absolutely necessary. Make sure that you leave these on your plants for at least a week and a half, if not 2 weeks, to allow all of the life stages of the mites to mature and crawl onto the plant. Here are some tips. If you're using paper, it may be helpful to fold the paper into 4 pieces to create a slight cup. This will hold the substrate better. If the mite substrate gets into your semi-hydro substrate, it won't ruin it, but it will mold and may be a little difficult to clean off. Thanks for watching. We hope this helped. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on social media or email.